Yeah.
Yes! Hey there, comic book people of the world. Let's talk about Porky issue number 3. This was written and drawn by Logan, and it was published by Class Comics. I've already done videos on issues numbers 1 and 2. Check those out when you get a chance. I am about to give some spoilers, so I'm warning you now in advance. In this issue, we start to get a bit more of an explanation as to what's happening with Porky, his father, and this entire initiative of these superheroes who are protecting mankind. The main villain of this series is out in full force. He's named the Controller. We find out that he's actually the guy who killed Porky's mother, which we found out that she was actually a part of the Crimson Guild, which is the superhero team. Which is why we find out that the homeless man known as Santa is so interested in Porky. This issue really takes a turn for the worse for Porky's family. Poor Porky's dad, he just got out of jail, and now he's being controlled by the Controller. And Porky's uncle is also being attacked sexually, and it looks as though he may end up being on the chopping block as well. This issue is a full circle from the first issue, where it's a bit of a flash forward, so a lot of this is starting to make much more sense. I'm kind of skimming over a bit of the sexualness that's taking place in this, which there is a lot of it. Porky hooks up with his best friend and the janitor of a school, which by the way, I love the fact that we get to see one of the comic books of the Tug Harder series. Porky's father hooks up with the Controller unknowingly. Porky also hooks up with a trucker, which unfortunately for this trucker, he does not have a good ending. And Porky once again hooks up with Santa before being bestowed upon his mother's powers, which I suppose that's a bit of a positive part of this story, that he does get his abilities, but this does leave off on a bleak note where the Controller may end up annihilating all of Porky's family and the Crimson Guild. So this is an incredibly awesome series, and I'm really impressed with Logan's art style and his storytelling. I honestly just thought this was going to be a story about a character who's hooking up with random people throughout his town, and that was it. The sci-fi element of this, particularly the superhero aspect, is great, and I'm really happy. And I gotta say this every time I talk about one of Logan's comic books, his art style is very unique because I love the way he depicts his characters as all being very different as opposed to some of the other characters you see in other Class comic titles. There are 2 more issues to this story, which I'll be doing individual videos on each of them. Check those out when I post them up. If you're interested in reading this comic book, you want to go to classcomics.com where you can download a digital version from them. With that, thank you guys for watching me in this video. Be sure to check out my Patreon site, patreon.com/GeekComicGeek. If you become a patron, you can see extra pictures, videos, and photo shoots that I only show to patrons. Check it out, I'd really appreciate it. And with that, I'll join you guys in another video very soon. Peace, love, namaste, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. Logan is very special in the fact that he can make something very sexual, but also very grotesque at the same time. I gotta give kudos for that.